When you learn to let the stress go, it's like you can inhale and exhale with no problems. It's as if you are reborn. Like you're doing more things that you want to do without thinking about it. You're checking off things that are on your to do list. You're praying more. You're growing closer to God. You're being more healthy, more intentional with your day to day. And just learning to walk by faith and not by sight. Just continue to have the faith and stay prayed up. God will continue to bless you in the face of those who look down on you or try to spread negativity and lies about you. People will paint their own picture. The moral of the story is to just love yourself more. Give yourself grace. Everyone does a good job at making you feel or doing their best to make you feel less than. But you cannot give them the power. You have to take your power back. You have to know who you are and understand that a lot of people just deflect. A lot of people push their fears onto you because they don't have the strength or they weren't given the vision that you were given to better your life. Just remember to stay prayed up and continue to walk by faith and not by sight, And it's not going to be an easy road. Nothing in life is easy, but it's worth it. You just have to put that work in because faith without works is dead. So put that work in and you will receive your blessings. Don't give them the satisfaction. Don't. Satisfy yourself. Satisfy God. Walk in your purpose. Now, I say that as if it's easy. It's not easy because a lot of times we don't know what our purpose is, right? But for me, I'm realizing that my purpose is what feels right for me, what I wake up thinking about, or the moments when my mind is just wandering and I get a bolt of energy. You ever have something that you want to do or you've been thinking about doing for so long, but you keep putting it on the back burner? To me, that's the thing that's your purpose. That's the thing you're supposed to lean in on. Don't shy away, lean in. So the more that I do speak up, just get a word off of my chest, I feel good. Now I'm learning how to get better with my delivery, the word that I'm being encouraged to share. It's like a weight was lifted. It's like I'm getting more confident in my own skin. I'm seeing me more and more every day. I wasn't always a confident person. I was, but again, I wasn't. I used to be easily disturbed, distracted, disregarded, made to feel like what I had to say was not important. I allowed people to dim my light, to allow them to shine. And people have a way of making you feel like what you're doing is not for you. Just because you may have seen someone else do something and you feel like, I can do that, right? It's not that you're biting off of what they're doing. It's that maybe seeing someone else doing something that you've always had interest in sparked the fire, sparked the flame. It gave you what you needed. Maybe they were a vessel for God, for you to get that jolt of energy, for you to get on your grind, on your hustle. I know when I say this, it's going to come off away, but honestly, being dark skinned or darker brown than a lot of people, you tend to, if you're not poured into on a regular basis and lifted up on a regular basis as a child, like growing into your beauty, it gets lost and you have to find it. You have to redefine yourself. And the best way to redefine yourself is going through God. Now, everyone has their visions and their truths and their understanding, right? But The moral of the story is to believe in the higher power, because God is almighty and he will continue to bless you if you continue to have the faith, no matter how hard, no matter how many times you've been stopped or obstacles been thrown in your way. So I was mostly raised by both of my grandparents, my mother's mother and my father's mother. Now, my mother was in my life, but my mother was going through her own trials and tribulations as I was coming up. So there were a lot of things that fell in between the cracks. And one of the things that I believe fell into the cracks was just my mother pouring into us how she wanted to, how she needed to. You know, what we needed, what she needed. I believe that's what was taken from us. And I honestly also believe that we were supposed to go through what we went through. And as hard as it is to believe or to even say, it made us stronger today. It made us who we are today. So I'm no longer looking back thinking, what if, you know, because there's still time today. My mother is still here. I can still be taught. It's never too late to learn. And also, I'm learning not to point blame on, you know, my elders for things that I didn't receive, like regarding my health. I found out when I was 16 that I had stage 3 chronic kidney disease and chronic hypertension that I was previously diagnosed with as a child. And it kind of fell again in between the cracks because I bounced around a lot. Appointments were not met all the time, or just being a disobedient kid and not listening and not understanding and not really being told the importance of, that I can remember, the importance of my health, you know, because when you're a kid, you think you're the healthiest, right? But there are some people who have to go through struggles as a child. But the thing is God takes care of children, and he's carried me a long way. And I am so thankful, and I'm so thankful for all the love. So I do want to take the time to apologize, and I forgive them. I forgive them for not knowing, because it's not easy. And when you're not taught, for Blacks, I believe it was hard for us to even get diagnosed with a lot of things back in the day. And there was so much going on in the world that our strong mothers and fathers were doing their best. And with the knowledge that they had, you know, they just did their best. That's really all I can say. But now that I am older and that it is my health and it falls on me at the end of the day, it's my duty to research. It's my duty to do what I have to do to save my life. I can no longer put it off. I can no longer put it on someone else. So I would like to go back a little bit. There was something called Reach One, Teach One. I believe it was more so for the generation after me coming up. Reach One, Teach One. I want to get a little more into that and better my understanding, because as long as you can reach one person and save a life, then you pass the test. You know, I'm done keeping things in. I'm done not expressing because judgment. When the reality is no one can judge me but God. Everyone is going to have their own thoughts and opinions, but that's not stopping or changing anything in my life. It's not making me better nor worse. You know what I'm saying? So I will continue to teach one. So my goal is to reach. Reach is a strong word. You reach for things that you want, if that makes sense. So I'm learning to reach for God, to reach for Jesus. I'm learning to reach for the things that I want. I'm no longer afraid. I have the faith. I know. I have the knowing more now. I tell myself and I speak it into my existence. I am done weighing the cons. It's about the pros. It's about what you get through. Now, yes, are you going to get knocked down? Yes, you may get knocked down, but you're not supposed to stay down. You get back up, you dust yourself back off, and you reach. That's like you reaching for someone to help you get up off the ground. There's nothing wrong with reaching. So reach, believe, do. You got this.